I've created over $100 million real estate business, and if I could go back to being 26, how would I invest differently? You might want to take some notes. I've been investing for 27 years, and I've learned a lot of lessons. Some have been good, some have been bad. But the reality is, the important part is to start early. When I started investing, I began to make little steps, and as those steps grew, I sold properties, I used that to buy bigger properties, and I was able to compound that and take advantage of the ability for my investments to work harder based on being able to sell, buy something else, and compound that equity that I built. The other thing is real estate fundamentals like house hacking, starting with a duplex and a triplex and living in one side while renting the others out to others. It can work, but it's a lot of work. You've got to do your location research. You've got to invest in upcoming neighborhoods or cities with job growth. You've got to be able to find where you're going to maximize the return on that investment so you're not investing in a stagnant market that's not growing. The other thing you've got to do is you've got to join real estate investing clubs or forums and learn about how other people are finding deals, underwriting deals, making deals happen, selling deals. All of those things can be learned from networking with people in your area. The third thing I would do is I would diversify beyond real estate. Look, there's a lot of things you can get into like index funds or dividend-paying stocks. Bonds play a very important role as a safety net in an investment portfolio. Cryptocurrency can also, when taken with a cautious approach, be a new form of investing that highlights in its speculative nature but can produce phenomenal returns. And again, never invest more than you can afford to lose. Most of these I did not implement until much later in my life, but now that I'm seeing the returns that I could have gotten then, man, I'm kicking myself. The fourth thing you want to do is you want to invest in yourself. Look, you've got to find places where you can get education, where you can attend workshops, where you can read books, because the value of finding that information early allows you years to implement that. Getting a mentor is something we all talk about now, but we never did when I was younger. But if you're in networking groups, if you're doing deals, you're going to be able to find people that are more experienced than you and learn from them. Really learn. Take notes, watch what they're doing, and implement the strategies that they're doing, because it'll put you miles ahead. And the younger you start that process, the more time you have for the compounding effect. The fifth thing you need to do is you need to build an emergency fund. Before making any big investments, make sure you have a safety net. Look at your plan B, your C, and D exits. What could happen there and what would be the best way to do? The reality is you never know when you're going to need an emergency fund, and so building one early is really helpful. And that's one of the things that I've implemented all along. It's helped me have a place, whether it's in life insurance that's cash value, allowed me to get out of a bad situation, or whether it's an IRA that I've used when I need it for emergency funds on deals. The reality is you never know when you're going to need an emergency fund, so you've always got to start that early and continue that practice throughout your life. The number 6 thing I would look to do at 26 is really evaluate the risks and be prepared for downturns. The market is a cyclical thing. It always goes up and then it goes down and then it goes up. But the truth is more money is made on the downturn cycle than on the up cycle. And there is so much stress that comes in if you're not prepared for the risks and you don't have a backup plan. So you need to be careful with what you're doing, do good due diligence, and not just follow the trends blindly, but really do your research. Proper underwriting is very important. When you've done that, you're going to find yourself more ahead of the trends than behind, and you're going to be able to manage the risks better. Number 7 is building relationships. Half the battle I've had in my life early on was not knowing where the deals were coming from or how to find them. But the more I network, the more people I know, the more I'm seeing deals come across my plate all the time. And the more you can put yourself in the position to be important to important people and create a network of people, the more deals are going to get shared with you, the more things that are going to happen to you that are going to be positive for that investment. I was recently working on a deal that if I didn't meet this guy 2 years ago, I would have never known about. But because I had networked with him several times, he found a deal that he couldn't do, didn't want to do, and was able to pass that off to me. I was able to make an incredible investment take that deal to fruition. And out of that, I was able to make a lot of money because of networking. So look, here's the conclusion. The power of starting early is incredible. When you have the ability to compound your knowledge, compound your network, compound your investments, you're going to see things really start to grow. Think about this. If you have $1 and you double it every year, in 4 years, you still don't have that much. But if you look at what that dollar becomes in 15 years, it's absolutely amazing. And the same is true for you, your education, your network, and all of the things I've mentioned above. So guys, no matter how old you are, you need to evaluate your investment strategies, always seek new knowledge and information, and network like crazy with people so that you can become more knowledgeable of what's happening in the market and stay ahead of the risks and the trends that are coming. And if you guys like this video, check out this one right here where I talk about why I stopped buying duplexes and triplexes for something better.